Yeah, good evening guys. Welcome back to Don's Graphics Design. Trust you all are doing beautiful as usual. Today I want to show you how you can create an awesome 3D pop-out effect for an Instagram story on Pixellab application using your Android smartphone. And before we begin today's lesson, I'd love to say a big shout out to all our new subscribers. And if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you always receive updates whenever we drop new content. That said, let's look at what we are about to do. So today's design will go on a square size, just the normal kind of Pixellab size, but then we are going to move to the background setting to update the background by clicking from gallery. So from my gallery folder, I have this awesome square background that I would love us to use for the design. After achieving this, the next thing that we are going to do is to click on shapes to start creating the Instagram story frame. So I'm going to click here on shapes to choose this kind of square size, but I'm going to make it a little bit longer. All right, make it a little bit extended to your desired taste. So once you have something that you like and you love to work with, just go to relative position and tack it to 4 just on the middle of your page. Now click on the shape, go to color. So we're going to give it a black color so it doesn't disturb when we're removing or erasing the color. After doing that, go back to shapes to choose another square kind of shape. So I'm going to choose another square shape. This time around, we're just going to position it on the first shape that we first of all included here. So we just want to make something like this. Okay, perfect. So once you check all of that and you are okay with it, what you can do is to go to the relative position again and tack it to the middle so that the left side and the right side are equal. Click on your check mark, but then go to layer and lock and match everything up. After matching everything up, as you can see, everything is well in place. We can go now to our erase color so that we can do away with the white color. So go to our erase color. You enable it and automatically the white color will disappear. So once the white color disappears, come back to your color, click on color, and let's give this a white kind of color so that we have this nice Instagram story frame all created out. Once you see that everything is satisfactory, kindly subscribe, then follow us as we proceed. So as we proceed, we are going to click on an import button to bring in the image of the ladies whose image we want to use for this pop-out effect. So right here, I already have the image. It's an awesome kind of a surprised African lady, and I would love us to use the image for the design. So I'm going to go to my size and increase it considerably and make it to 4 just like so on your design space. Now what you can do is to go to color filters and filter this hue by, let's say, just 25. So check your hue, it should be around 25, and you can click on check mark. This is just to give the image somewhat a particular glowing effect. After achieving this, the next thing that we're going to do is to click to send it to back. So just tap to back and you're going to duplicate this image. As you can see, we have a duplicate of it, but then go to color, give it a pure red color. Why are we giving it a red color? So that we can align it perfectly with the first one. And as you can see, what we're going to do is to align it perfectly to make sure that it meets with the first image. The two should be on the same spot without any errors. So this is where you have to be very technical to make sure that everything falls in place. Once you check and everything is okay and good to go, go back to color and turn off the color option, then click on your check mark, and then I'm going to proceed now to our eraser option. So click on eraser, but before you click on eraser, make sure that it is the image above that is highlighted that you are working with, because that's the one that we want to pop out from the Instagram story frame. So we're going to click now on eraser, and as we click on eraser, I want you to pay particular attention here again. So we're going to click on the zoom button. The purpose of zoom is to make it more detailed and precise, so we can zoom in to see exactly what we are going to do. After achieving that, just increase the size of your eraser a bit. So we are going to erase anything below. Okay, so we did an error, and once you did an error, always click on this undo button to undo everything. So let's reduce the size of the eraser a bit, then we can start working now. So anything down here, we are going to erase it all. We are going to erase this completely. Perfect. So as you can see, it's now awesomely fitted into the Instagram story. So we can just see that this hand is popping out from the frame, and that is the effect that we wanted to achieve. I believe this is so simple and easy to do. Alright, so once you have all of that and you are satisfied, the next thing that we're going to do is to bring in some review elements, the number of views, the likes, and whatsoever that Instagram stories usually depict. So right away, I'm going to click on my okay, before I import the image, let's just go to shapes once again and choose this heart icon, but then we span it out and make it like so. Okay, let me select that again. Let's span this out, and after spanning it out, go to color, enable it to make it completely red, then go to size and reduce the size. So this is the only point where I want you to reduce the size. Don't pinch from here and reduce, rather go to this size, come to relative size right down here to work the size, because I want everything to be uniform. So I'm going to click on size, relative size, sorry, to be reducing the size. Okay, I think 4 is okay. So what we're going to do is to bring this up and position it just like so. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So we're going to shift the two images a little bit to the right, because it's so much closer to this end. We need some space here. So what I'm going to do is to go to layer, select the two images, and you shift them a little bit inward so that we can have enough space for other stuff. I think this is fine. The next thing that we're going to do is to bring in this chart icon, but then look down here, rotate it, swap it, and bring it into our design. Remember, we are using only relative size to reduce the sizes of the icons. This is because I want everything to be uniform. So let's leave this at 5, then go to a stroke, give it a stroke, and make the stroke to be black color. Give it just a stroke width of 1, then you click on your check mark. Now come back to position, perfect. So we are going to leave that like so. After achieving that, next thing that I would love us to do is to bring in the Instagram, the Telegram handle. As you can see, we have a Telegram handle. So go to color and change the color to complete black. Go to relative size, reduce the size also to just about, okay, I think 4 will be fine. Let's check that out. But then bring it down here and make sure that it falls on the same line as the other first icon. They should be aligned properly. If you are facing any difficulties with alignment, you can use your grid option for that. Alright, so I think this is fine. And the next thing that we're going to do now is to bring in some buttons. Usually like when you are selecting an image, when you are viewing an image, there are some buttons that usually display. So I'm going to create that kind of a button when you are viewing stories. When it says swipe to the left, swipe to the left, swipe to the left, you have about, maybe you have a collection of images that you are viewing, and these kind of buttons keep appearing. So we're going to use this kind of brown color for this. Alright, so we're going to use relative size to reduce this just to about 2, and you bring it down using your position button. Now what we're going to do is to copy it, use relative position to bring it closer, and make sure that it is perfectly aligned with the first one. You can bring it on top of the first one. So what we are going to do, since they are very smaller in size, we are still going to zoom in from here. So click on your zoom button so that we can zoom in to see exactly what we are doing. Now use your position button to make sure that it is aligned properly. Then what we are going to do is to copy it once again, and as we copy it, use your position button, relative position, but then go and change the color of this to blue. It should be as though this is the image, the current image which we have selected. I believe by now you've understood carefully the logic that we are trying to apply here. This is when you are viewing images in a row, these kind of swipe buttons that appear. So what we're going to do is to copy this one, use your position button once again, to bring it down. As you position them, make sure that the spacing between the dots or the small circles is equal. Use position once again. Okay, after checking all of that and seeing that it's perfect, you can proceed now to zoom back. Oh my goodness. So you can proceed to zoom back from here so that we go back to our original design that we were doing. I believe you can now see what exactly we were doing, but it looks like the last dot was not well aligned, so we're going to align it properly. I'm going to send it down a bit, as well as the second but the last dot as well. So everything has to be like this. Now select all the dots, merge them all together, and as you merge them all together, go to size, reduce it further to just about 9, then use your position button to place it carefully on this portion of our design. Now go to your import button once again, and we're going to import this other icon. If you are familiar with Instagram, you always see this kind of icons displayed on a story. So we've used erase color to erase the background. This happens only when you have a white background for an image. You can easily reduce it inside. You can easily remove the background by using the famous erase color button. Now we're going to bring this down and make sure that somewhat it falls on the same line as well with the other elements. Perfect. So let's even reduce it in size again a bit and see if that can work. Yeah, I think that worked. which means we can also reduce the size of this. Let's check, because we don't want these things to be too big, else they will become more obvious. Please, as you follow the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So I think for this heart icon, the size was okay at 4. There is no need reducing its own size. Okay, good. So after achieving all of this, and we check to confirm that everything is actually beautiful and moving, the next thing that we would love to do is to bring in this icon of a person. Then go to your erase color once again, erase background, sorry, go to erase color right here to remove the white background. So I'm going to enable it, but then go to color and change the color to this light pink. So reduce the size. You can even go to crop and choose but a circular pattern to crop it out. Then we can reduce it in size and reduce it to our desired taste. Okay, let's just make it to be 5. Then we'll position it right up there. Now after positioning it there, what we would love to do is to go to our text area, double tap to write Don's Graphics. So let's assume this post is from Don's Graphics. All we're going to do now is to go to color and give it a pure black color. Then go to your fonts area and use a font called Trajax. So after giving it the Trajax font, what we're going to do is to reduce the size. So let's go to size and reduce the size of this to just about 20. Then use your position button to make sure that it's plump up. Now we can go to style in order to make it more obvious. Click on style and bold it up simply by clicking here. Then you click on your check mark to proceed. Now we are going to copy that text just so we maintain the same font. So we are going to write sponsored. So it is kind of a sponsored ad that is being run on Instagram. So after writing sponsored, what we're going to do now is to go to size and reduce the size to just about 15. Then we go to style again and undo the bold. Remember that we bold the first text, so we're going to unbold this just to make it lighter. Now we're going to align it to the first text just directly below Don's Graphics. So let's also align the Don's Graphics as well. All right. So after you must have checked everything and confirmed that everything is actually moving well, you can copy this text now to make a duplicate of it and write the number of views. So far for this post we've had 26,000, or let me say 29,602 views. Then we are going to bring it down here. But as we bring it, we're going to go to size to increase this back to size 20. Then what we're going to do now is to copy it so that we'll have a duplicate of this text. Double tap to write 3D pop out effect for Instagram on the Pixellab by Don'ts Graphics. So this is exactly what you're going to write: 3D pop-out effect for Instagram on Pixellab by Don'ts Graphics. But if you want, you can put your own name there. There are no troubles at all. So that is the title of our post. We're just going to align it perfectly right down here. As we align it, we're going to go to size and bring this back to 15. Then let's lock this up. Let's lock some of the elements up that are disturbing us, right? Okay. So we're going to click on this text now and make it to be 2 paragraphs. Then we try to shift it down a bit. And we go to line spacing and reduce the line spacing by just -2, such that we have this. So I'm going to align it also. Then we'll go to color and just choose our name, Don'ts Graphics, and give it a blue color. Good. So with this, guys, that's just how you can come out with a creative 3D pop-out effect for Instagram on Pixellab. Hope today's lesson was helpful. Don't forget to like the tutorial and also to drop your comments. Kindly subscribe to the channel so that you're always informed when tutorials like this and other amazing video tips on graphic designs are shared. We do so every blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Hoping to see you in our next tutorial.